Top of the night, whatever case may be. My name is Ben Matthews, aka Ben Time Traveler. I am who I say I am. Your government with inside the government ain't. Trust me, I know these things. I ain't talking to deep state, talking to government with inside the government, the ones that run the whole shit and caboodle. I keep reading the words written in stone, ancient texts. Just keep researching it over and over and over. And the Bible itself, too, because it gives us the truth. It just was distorted for y'all can't understand the truth. It's kind of funny. I'm going to talk about Wormwood, Planet X, Nabaru, any way you want to pronounce it, the Sumerians, and the past, and what's about ready to take place here in the future, because you've been forewarned, you've been told over and over again. Start off with, and this is kind of funny here. Start off with the Sumerians and how they describe Planet X, the winged planet, the planet with wings and a star. You can see that image today throughout the world. See, it's happened before. Your ancient ancestors wrote about it. When you go back, way back, all the continents were one continent. We know this to be truth and facts. We know that all the continents were one continent, all right? And when Nibiru went by, it pulled on the earth and it pulled on them continents, separating them as we see today. You also know that another time, ancient ancestors wrote about the Great Flood all throughout the world, just not the Middle East, all throughout the whole world. And they described the same thing. A planet coming through and its pull, it didn't collide with Earth, but its pull had an effect on the planet, and a big piece of ice from Antarctic broke off. And it's like putting an ice cube in a glass of water that's full, it's going to overflow. Well, that's what happened during the Great Flood when Nibiru, Planet X, whatever you want to call it, came through. Now, the asteroid belt plays a big part. See, between Mars and Jupiter with the asteroid belt, not always when this planet comes through has a great effect on Earth and causes earthquakes and whatnot. But I believe this time, and with the Bible and Wormwood and 1/3 of all things being bitter, the water, the land, I believe that Nibiru will come through the asteroid belt this time, because there's plenty of room on either side of Mars and Jupiter and the asteroid belts that this planet can go through and not have an effect. Well, it has an effect, but not a major effect on us. You see what happened to Mars. It was closer to that side of Mars one time it went through, and you see what happened to its atmosphere and its planet itself. It's going to happen, man. But you got to get back to the Anunnaki, because they're real. They exist, and they came upon this planet and pretty much gave the human species at that point in time a plow. Yeah, I know it's like, well, so what? No, they gave him the technology to plow because you were content the way God created you to be gatherers of nuts, wheats, grains, grasses, etc., etc. Well, the Anunnaki, here's a plow, man. Now you're able to plow the fields and plant your corn or whatever, whatnot. That's the technology they talked about. Look at, hang on a minute. That's a black mama cat right there. That's her kitten, and that's her other kitten. Trying to make her way up over here. But get back to the Anunnaki. They even got a text, the truth, the facts, written in stone, clay tablets, whatever you want to call them, describing Anunnaki and the path they took to get to this planet. And they literally describe going past planets, our planets, Mars, Jupiter, etc., coming to Earth. They literally show the path. They don't show the path of the planet. They show the path of them leaving their planet and arriving here on Earth. Now, you couldn't make this stuff up back then because, for one, they didn't have the understanding of the technology, the understanding of any of that. But to be writing it down in these clay tablets and describing what happened, it's truth and facts. And they will return. They will return. All throughout your history, it always talks about the God returning. Whether it's the Hopi Indians, whether it's Christians, whether it's Jews, whoever, always there's going to be a return. And the story gets twisted and manipulated and distorted for where you can't understand the truth because, I guess, great panic. I don't know. Because the Anunnaki were asked. They were literally asked, and it's written down once again in clay tablets that they were asked if they believed in God. And their response was they believe in the creator of all things. They believe in the creator of all things. They didn't say they believe in God. They said they believe in the creator of all things. Well, here you are with religion here on earth. God, it's the same thing. They told a story and it got mixed up and twisted and distorted, but the story is here for you, each and every one of you to see. Somebody with me and somebody had a discussion. He says, United States of America is this all great power. It's today we're a powerhouse, and yet people say that United States of America ain't mentioned in the Bible. Well, it is mentioned in the Bible over and over and over again, just not by its name, United States of America. But it is mentioned in the Bible. And what you have to understand is when you see the end of times coming the Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, or a great army from the east, or the east, attacks Israel, which I do believe be China and Russia and North Korea and Iran and all the rest of them, which we're seeing take place now anyway. When you see these things taking place today, you have to understand that it's going to happen. But United States of America, to get back to my point about United States of America, is in the Bible, but it's just not mentioned by name. We're not a powerhouse at this point in time. In other words, we probably exist But there's so much damage done to this country, whether it's, destroying us from within our own government, and the impact of the asteroid and Wormwood. We're so deranged and distorted, and just no law and order, no government. You understand that, why we're not a player in all the end of times, because we don't exist to be able to be a player. Now, I believe, and I truly believe this, that during these events that take place, the United States of America is, I don't know exactly if we're hit by the asteroid, and if Wormwood, because God said He divided a country right down the middle, Wormwood pulls our country apart or what. But I know something major destruction happens in the United States of America, where we're not a factor in the future of about what's about ready to take place. It could also be uh, a 1, 2, 3 punch, asteroid, and then the pole from Planet X, and then we get attacked from Russia and China and all the rest of them, when we're trying to deal with the chaos and destruction in our own country. We're trying to deal with the destruction and chaos and the no law and order and all that this to be the truth, because Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, told us about. We're trying to deal with all that, and there's no government, no nothing. They attack. That's a 1, 2, 3 punch, man. And then the days. And once again, Biden's turning his back on Israel. You can all look at the Antichrist any way you want to look at it. I don't look at the Antichrist as one individual. I look at the Antichrist because they said there's been many Antichrists before this Antichrist shows up. But, and I believe that through Hitler, Mao, and all of them, man. Stalin, I just throughout history, man. But I believe that Biden's turning his back on Israel, and you could see it, ceasefire, stop, man, blah blah blah, and shit. And I also believe that there's supposed to be so many years of peace, blah 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 blah. I believe that represents the fakery of Biden in office for his term. And then I could look at Trump coming in, which y'all think could be a good thing, man, but I don't think it's actually going to be a good thing either. But if you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, then there's nothing to worry about, no fear, nothing. You know all this is going to happen. It's all going to take place. But once again, all throughout history, man, I don't care who it is, man, what ancient ancestors, they're always talking about that planet. They're always talking about return of a God. And they always, it's the same story all throughout the whole world, man. I don't care where you're at, you know. And think about this. Once upon a time, the continent was just one big continent. I believe that ancient ancestors were here, and that's why you see, let's say you see pyramids here, you see pyramids there, and you say, well, how could they have the same pyramid in let's say South America, or in Mexico, or in China, or in India, or Egypt, or anywhere? How could they, they couldn't travel the seas from one continent to another continent back in them days. There weren't even boats. There's no way of traveling. But if you were one giant continent at that point in time, and there was intelligent life form, the human species, living at that time, you could travel on that big continent. And that's how you can get all these pyramids. That's how you can get all these things to be um, familiar, basically the same. And then all of a sudden, Nibiru came by and separated that giant continent to what we have today. And it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. See, they don't want you to know about it. Yeah. I used to think it's because of all the chaos and it would cause beforehand and stuff, but once these events start taking place, there's no stopping it. I mean, the United States is talked about in the Bible, man, and the no law and order, the no government, the no peace, love, and understanding, respect of each other, just total chaos and murdering each other, trying to survive, and boom, boom, boom. And then you have the third effect come in and get attacked, and just Biden's a snake, man. Don't give a shit what anybody says. Yeah, last time it happened, caused a great flood and numerous other things, earthquakes, volcanoes to erupt. Same thing. And when you think about 3 days of darkness and all this, you got to understand all the shit being thrown up in the air from, let's say, an asteroid impact, blocking out the sun for, I would believe it'd be longer than 3 days. But maybe some parts of the world it only lasts 3 days, and in other parts, is blocking out the sun more. There's still stuff up in the atmosphere right now from last time the asteroid impacted. There's still debris up there, man. Still up there, man, from all that time ago. You can research that and look that up yourself, man. I'm gonna turn on the heat a little bit, man. It's a little bit nippy this morning. Like I said, not every time that Planet X Nibiru comes by, it has great destruction because it's the path it takes. But man, it just amazes me that the Sumerians talk about the Anunnaki, and they got a clay tablet and describes their path they took to get to this planet, and then you go on and read more and more and more, and it's just amazing that to think that because God said He created other creatures too, man. He didn't create the humans. And here's another thing that's funny. The Anunnaki was supposed to come here for material, minerals and gold. And they even write in the clay tablets that they took this and they put it around their planet. Now listen to this. They put the gold around their planet and other stuff to block our sun, because they travel with our binary sun, to block our sun's rays, because the closer they get, the hotter their planet gets. And that's why they come here. They got the gold and probably on their planets too, and they put it around their planet to protect themselves the closer they get to our sun, the binary sun. And you look today above your head, and you see the same process being played out. Maybe they spraying the exact same thing, but you see the same process being done above your head. And why they say don't trying to reduce the sun's rays by a certain amount of percentage because of so-called global warming. They don't tell you about the planet. It's shifting, and that's why they got to change the GPSs and airport runway lights, and they got to change it because the Earth's shifting all the time. Because the closer Planet X Nibiru gets, the more it has of pole, and that has nothing to do with the climate. It has nothing to do with what's going on above, with the Earth getting warmer. Because they want to come out here and say, "Wow, that's getting warmer. Look at that." Yeah, but look at there's other places that are getting colder because they're shifting towards the cold part and some people are shifting towards a warmer part. It's just the way it is. It's happened before, man. See, all the good ancient writings and books, etc., they don't want you to know about. They don't want you to research. They don't want you to read because you get educated and you know the truth. And believe me, there is a God, man. There is a King of Kings. The Anunnaki believe in a creator of all things. There is a God. Do I think the Anunnaki are really evil and bad? Not so much. Not so much. I mean, what they did, they changed things here on this planet, and they shouldn't have done it. God talked about that, fallen angels and whatnot. Changed things that they shouldn't have changed, man. But I believe maybe they were selfish. Maybe they were doing it for their own reasons to protect themselves, their well-being and whatnot, and didn't care about us on this planet because we're lesser intelligent species. They're more intelligent than us because they've been around a lot longer than us. But they know they know there's binary sun that's traveling with it. Our binary sun, they know. Gets confusing. It really does. Can't see the chat today. Paris is in the house. I can't see. Michael, I think, in the house. Can't see the chats, man. This one's all right. It's a little harsh, man. Let's try something different. Yeah, we're living out of times, man. You gotta bear witness to it all, man. You're the chosen ones, man. Now, I don't understand a lot of things, man. As much as I've researched, as much as I've seen, and I don't understand it all, you know. But what I do understand is it ain't gonna be nice, man. But I believe the United States of America is talked about in the Bible. It just ain't talked about by its name. And we probably, when the asteroid hits the water, the ocean, it probably piece of it breaks off and hits somewhere in the United States of America. Maybe a bunch of pieces break off. Because there's another thing that's kind of funny. The Anunnaki, when you look at some of their clay tablets and stuff, they show the planets and an extra planet, which is Nibiru. They show it, and well, they didn't know what they're talking about then. Well, yeah, they did know what they were talking about. They showed Nibiru. Once again, man, the winged planet, the star, you see it over and over and over again, man. But they show what appears to be a rocket, a missile underneath on the ground. They even show the platforms that hold up like our space rockets and shit, and they fall off. You look at it, you can see it, and it's up underneath Nibiru. I don't know if that represents that we shoot it, and that causes a bunch of pieces to fall upon the earth and then the oceans and on the land. I don't know if that's what that represents, or if that represents them when they arrived, showing what they arrived in, or vice versa, showing them leaving. But I believe it's a missile of some sort, that because the way that the tablet, you look at the picture the way it is, it's directly underneath Nibiru, and most likely that represents us in the now when it approaches so close, shooting a rocket into it, tried to blow it up from colliding totally into Earth, and then probably all them fragments bust off and come down upon the Earth, the ocean, land, and whatnot. That's what I believe, man. So how y'all doing out there today? Good, I hope and pray. Me, I'm doing all right. You know, everyday struggles are what they are, man. As long as you got a strong mind, you can deal with things, man. I feel bad for our brothers and sisters that can't function in life, man, because they got mental health problems. I feel bad for them, man. I feel bad for all the people that are out there protesting and shit, man, for evil. All religions talk about the return of a God, return of the Anunnaki. But I don't think they returned, man. And they could be, and like I said, I don't understand a lot of things, man. They could return too, man. And maybe that's where, just like the past, ancient ancestors worshipped them as gods. Maybe they return and come back and they say they got a cure for cancer and this and that and free energy and peace, love, and understanding, and all to be fakery. It's a possibility. Back in the ancient ancestors, it wasn't possible for the Antichrist to be seen at one time, at the same time, all around the world. That wouldn't have been possible, but now it is. You got phones, you got computers, you got TVs, bam, boom, bam, bing. You know, you can see the Antichrist could pop up today on everybody's phone, everybody's computer, everybody's TV. And people just wouldn't even have a clue, man, what they were bearing witness to, man. Technology. I was researching and listening to a guy that's deeper research than me. He's talking about technology and the mark of the beast, and he's laughing to himself, you know, that people already all they got. You know, how do you say it? All people got to do is open up their wallet and see the mark of the beast. You know, it ain't being on the forehead or tattooed on your hand or that's not no. That was twisted, man. That was again. That was to make you distorted, where you don't understand the truth and facts. You know, think I got to get a tattoo on my forehead or hand. The mark of the beast is already upon you, man. You know, and I'm willingly, you don't realize you're taking the mark of the beast, but because you live in your now, you live where this was a slow process, man. You know, it started it started some time back where you 50s and 60s and up to the 70s and then 80s, and it just becomes a normal thing. Credit cards and chips in the phones and whatnot. It just became a normal thing because you're born into it and you don't realize, because you don't put two and two together to make five. That's what they want you to do. Put two and two together to make five. They twisted it and they distorted it, and you just don't realize that you took the mark of the beast. You don't, you may believe in God, man. You say, I never take the mark of the beast. And you truly be a true believer of the Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, man. I mean, you walk that walk, man. You talk that talk. But you lived and slid into it and not even realize it. And he'll forgive you for that. He'll forgive you. He knows that it's easy. It's really not trickery at all. It's just a slow motion of implementing it into your lives. I mean, you see kids standing in line at McDonald's right now or Burger King, where not. What are they doing? They're pulling out their credit card, their ATM cards, man. You know, buying. It's natural for them. Or me, when I didn't have these things, credit card and none of this when I was growing up. None of that exists. But I grew into it too. But later time. Well, there are that generation's already accepted it, man. It's just it's sad. We seen signs in the heavens, the stars upon earth. He's showing us, man. It's just people don't want to grasp it. That's really happening. This is happening right now. They expect it all to happen at one time. And like God said, you're never going to know the time, the hour, the minute, the day that the Lord Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, arrives. He's giving you warnings of things that are going to take place to get you prepared. And people think that's all got to happen at one time. No, it's a slow process that we're going in right now. Slow train wreck, if you want to call it. But once that derailment starts happening, and then it speeds up, and then things take a more aggressive all at once approach. Take for instance, you can have a lot of things that are going to happen before Wormwood happens, the asteroid impact. A lot of things are going to happen. You already see that here in the United States of America, dividing the country right down the middle. You see what's going on here. God talked about, turning your back on God, man. Christians being crucified. You see this, man. You see these things happening today. But when the slow train wreck finally derails, then it's car after car after car after car after car piled them. Then it happens. Boom, asteroid hits. Pieces of, because it's going to go through the asteroid belt this time. I got no question about it, man. And these things are brought down upon the earth and shit, man. By then, the United States of America is already in total chaos, no law and order, no government. I mean, you got no government in the United States of America right now. You honestly, you don't, man. You don't have a president that can run the country. You don't have a Congress or Senate, nothing. There's nobody's running the country of the United States of America right now, man. God does put people in power. He does put leaders in power. He says he does. But they got overtook it, man, by the evilness, man. Sad. God, it's sad. all these children and women and men being literally murdered all throughout the world right now. Ukraine, Palestine, Syria. All over, man. Oh, there'll be rumors of wars. There's no rumors no more. There's no rumors no more. You're going to be a rumor that Hamas is going to attack Israel. Well, it's not a rumor no more. Russia's even talked about in the Bible, man. And what are they doing? Boom. And he describes the Ukrainians. He talks about China. Too hung low, too can't chew. Fuck you. But you're always going to look for that Antichrist as that one individual that going to stand out, pop out white. You see him all the time, whether it's Biden or the president of China or whatever, Russia, Putin, and his four lookalikes, Antichrist is not just that one individual at this point in time. Eventually, he will become that one individual. God said so. We'll focus on one person. Yeah, story's just too much written in stone, clay tablets, walls on the caves. Same story is written over and over and over, or drawn, or depicted somehow, some way. The same story. Enoch had an understanding of the motions of the planets. Before, here, go back, your ancient ancestors, for instance, Sumerians, and before, and after a little bit, had an understanding the motions of the planets and the rotation of the planets, the whole universe. And then at a certain point in time in your history, during the dark ages, where everything, the earth was the center of the universe and everything revolved around earth. That's where you went, man. And you can trace this back. This is fact. That's where you went. And once upon a time, you thought the earth was the center of the universe and everything went around the planet. But before that, your ancient ancestors, way before that, they knew. They knew. And then all of a sudden, it got to a point in time in history in the Dark Ages that knowledge disappeared and was replaced with the lie. And gradually, with the understanding with technology and telescopes and whatnot, the truth came back. The truth came back. So your ancient ancestors knew about these things, and then a point in time came where it was, shh, no, don't talk about that. And religion has a lot to do with the ignorance too. That certain groups of individuals want to cover up the truth, man, because they're afraid you can't face the truth. You can't face the truth that there's other intelligent life forms out there, that and maybe selfishness too. That you're the only thing out here, that you're the only thing that God created, and it's the only way it can be. Now it's coming back around full circle, and again, once again, the truth was known, and then it was hid, and now it's coming back the same with intelligent life forms, man. We see that right now in your point in time. Can't deny it, man. And most of these stories were passed down from generations of a people that no longer exist on this planet, human beings. But it was passed on to later on down generation after generation after generation. But yeah, them people knew. They didn't have all this crap and the pollution in the sky and shit, man. And, like city lights and shit where you can't look at the stuff, you can't look at the heavens and stuff, man. That's all they did was look at the heavens, man. The Maya, the Hopi, that's all they did was look up in the sky, man. They knew when to plant stuff, when, the rainy season, winter months. Now, you have no idea if you were to sit there and be out in the middle of nowhere with no technology at all, what it would have been. That's you would educate yourself, sure enough, if you didn't starve. But you take anybody pretty much now and put them out in the middle of nowhere, man, and they wouldn't have a clue when spring was coming, when summer's coming, when winter's coming. They would see it. The weather's changing, and getting colder, whatnot, getting hotter, but they wouldn't know. You wouldn't know because you got no technology to tell you, man. You got no phone, no computer. I don't even think you could probably keep track of the day, the month, or the year. It's a clear day today. You can see plenty of planes, but they're not doing anything. Just being normal. They're normal planes, I guess. They used to call the sprayers the Anunnaki sprayers. Inside joke back in the day, man. The Anunnaki sprayers. Because that's what they were doing, their planet spraying. Like I said, they were spraying that shit around their planet because the closer they got to your sun with their sun, the hotter things get. It's funny. You guys are trying to do it right now, man, because they know. But that technology's lost too. You don't have that ability, man. You try like hell. But yeah, I used to call it when they were geoengineering the air, man. I used to call them Anunnaki sprayers. What that tech lines represent exactly above their head, man. The lines you see and shit on the ground, the lines that they seen in the sky, man. Because at that point in time, the Anunnaki was here. They came here before their planet came through, and as the story goes, and the story was written, they were spraying around your planet too, because they were here on your planet and they needed to protect themselves while they were down here doing what they're doing. And they planet jumped, man. And like I said, they even show the path they took to get here. But when they did arrive here, they were doing their little thing around your planet too. Well, ancient ancestors, you're seeing it, and they drew it in the sands and said, look, this is what we see up here, and you look, that's what you see today. It's up in the sky. Exact same thing they were seeing. Yeah, it's going to be amazing, man. Not even the aspect that are it's going to be amazing, and it's not that Nibiru's coming and this and that, because that's all destruction and pain and sorrow and misery, man. But it's going to be amazing is Lord Jesus Christ when he arrives. And those that don't believe, too late. And he knows who his people are. You know who the true believers are. And once again, he's going to forgive me. He's going to forgive you because you got twisted and you were born into it, and you accept it. But if you understand it, that it's evil, he'll forgive you. He understands right now this. You have to survive. You have to, go along with the program at this point in time. But when it gets to that point, you gotta refuse it, man. You gotta refuse it. You have to depend on yourself, man. You have to depend on yourself to get water. You gotta depend on yourself how to hunt deer, squirrel, whatever, rabbit, fish. You gather nuts, berries, grains. grasses, fruits, what you can find. Can't depend on it, on the evil part of it, man. That mark, that 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 card that's going to allow you to go buy things and pay your rent, for your gas. But are we not already at that point in time? Yeah, everybody's got one. If you don't, good for you, man. I went to the store and brought this here pop. What they do, they scanned it. And what did I do? I pulled out my card. Boom. I paid for it. That's why I mean that it's a slow train wreck, and eventually, when the trains start derailing and start piling up more and more and faster and faster and faster, the collapse of United States of America, the collapse of the economy all around the world, and the destruction and doom. There won't be no currency. Once again, you'll have to depend on that mark, man, to go get your food, go get some water. If you're lucky, gas. But you won't be driving much. You'll be wishing you had gas to heat your house, man. And I gotta go make some pancakes here pretty soon. Some pancakes and some pork sausage. I know you ain't supposed to eat pork. I eat pork. I don't care. I like sausage and bacon. This sounds good. Some pancakes this morning. I was gonna make some French toast, but these are harsher and shit. I got 7 of these for $10. Supposed to got 8, but they had the wrong kind out on the shelf, so they were $20. But he still sold these to me for 10. But they're supposed to have been 8, but I got 7. Brought 10 of them, 70 of them. And if I knew they were that harsh, I'd have brought 70 of these like this. If I knew they were that harsh, I wouldn't have brought them, man. They're good, but they're harsh, man. Yeah, yeah, smoked a big old blunt last night. Big blunt. That unicorn piss. Excuse me. That's the name of it, unicorn piss. Tastes like cotton candy to me. A friend of mine smoked some of it. It tastes like some kind of fruit. It tastes like cotton candy. And I go smoke this, and it chokes the shit out of me. I cough, cough, cough. Finally got me another doctor. One that listens. I like it, man. I don't need I don't need a lot. I need my inhaler, and that's about it, man. But she pushed all them other tests, You need to do this test, you need to do that test, you need to do that test. I said, all right, man. I told her, I said, the more you go looking, You might find something. And if you do find something, I don't care. Cancer, I'm not getting treatment. It is what it is, man. Hell, I live to be 60 right now, man. Hell, that's pretty amazing by itself. Honestly, alcohol, drugs, homelessness. The gun aspect of it, being shot at, never been hit. Drugs were the biggest. I really didn't get into heavy drugs that much, man. When I did for a short period of time. To be honest, mostly acid and tap tea. Wasn't much into that coke. Never fucked the heroin. Whatever years ago, this heroin addict lived in my town here, and I had an old raggedy ass work van. I mean, it was raggedy ass work van, man. You didn't take this out on the highway, man. You just went from your home to work, back from work back home, and hope that it made it. It was raggedy. And she wanted me to take her down to the city in Detroit, man, go get some heroin. I never messed with it. And I said, yeah, I'll take you down there. And we're driving back, man. Man, it's bouncing all over the place front end. It's not just a raggedy ass backfire and shit, man. And she opened up the package of heroin, man. She goes, here, you want a snort? And I went down to take a snort, and I blew outward, man, and it went everywhere, right? Oh my God, did she have a cow? She freaked out, man. How dare I waste that? That's close as I got, man. I blew it all over the fucking place. It was funny. She was driving down 94 and shit, man. Next thing I know, I look over about because she did, and then 10 minutes later, I look over and she's out, man. She's all fucking spitting on herself, and that don't look no fun, man. Kind of high. You want to get off that, man? I don't want none of that. I'm glad I fucking blew it all over the place. But yeah, surprised I made it to be 60. Couple heart scares. Warning stroke. Fuck, I even made it through COVID, man. And Lord knows I caught that. Every new strain that came out, man, I was, boom, I got it. Next strain, boom, I had it. Yeah. And I know, because I go in the fucking hospital and shit. They stuck that fucker up my nose. Yeah, you got COVID and shit. My new doctor, she asked me about the flu shot. No, nah. I says, and I ain't taking none of that COVID shit anymore either, man. She goes, either am I. My doctor said, either am I. I ain't taking no more of it either. My COPD though, man, it's got that hitting that final stage. I know it's true. I just know it is, man. It's my fault. I smoked too much weed, too many cigarettes. It won't take much, man. The flu will probably get me before COVID does. Maybe ammonia. That's what happened to a friend of mine during COVID. She got COVID, caught ammonia. Didn't kill her, but she ain't been right since either. I got one more card. Damn thing's harsh, man. Excuse me, man. I don't mean to cough. Gang so much. Wow. But it's good. Most likely I'll see y'all before then, but if I don't, man, hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving this year, man. I should be back out before then, though. Never know. Never know. Shit could start happening right now. United States government could shut down and fucking start the whole fucking ball of wax, man. I know people like think the United States of America plays this big factor in the times in Israel and no, no. I say I believe it exists, but very, very limited. I believe that during this time that there's no government, total no law and order, and because we got probably I believe when the asteroid hits the ocean, another part of it's going to hit United States of America, and I believe it's going to happen right around Yellowstone. Maybe set off super volcano at the same time, and then all the fucking survival of people trying to survive. Fucking killing each other, taking each other's shit, and boom, 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 fucking, and they just fucking blindslide us, man. China, Russia, North Korea, and all the rest of Iran just boom, finish us off, man. It's the way I see it written. By then, they attack Israel too. Another thing I believe is you bear fruit to, or you bear witness. I shouldn't say bear fruit. Bear witness to what's happened in Israel is the same thing that's going to happen to the United States. In other words, Israel and the United States are joined at the hips. They're the same, So when you see Israel being attacked, you have to see the United States of America being attacked too. It's that simple. All right, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Peace, love, and understanding. Much respect, man. Be that of God, God's army, because you're an army to fear, man. They fear you, man. They fear you knowing the truth. But it don't hurt, man. Be prepared. These guys have some food, water, ammunition, extra medication. Because he don't show up right away, man.